Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to Fridays by the Fire, your safe space for soulful reflections, sacred truth, and deep conversations that spark real healing. I am your host, Sandy Best Life Jones, and tonight we are diving into chapter 3 of our 4-part series. And that series is called When What's Familiar Feels Safer Than Freedom. Tonight's episode is something that has probably hit you and a lot of women that you know. If you've ever had to sit in the ashes of disappointment, and you know, it might sting a little bit, it might even feel a little unfair, but I promise by the end of our time together tonight, it'll also feel like you've been set free. Tonight's episode is called The Closure Ain't About Them. I'm going to say it again. The closure, it ain't about them. So go ahead and grab your tea, grab your journal, grab your favorite blanket. I have mine, and let's get into it. Point 1, the lie we believe about closure. Now, if you're anything like me, you grew up with this idea that closure is something that somebody has to give you, that it shows up in the form of an apology, an explanation, a moment of clarity. That bell goes off in your head and you're like, oh, okay, it's finally over. But here's the truth. Closure is not a conversation. Closure is a decision. And it's a knowing and an understanding and an accepting that some people will never own what they did. Some relationships won't come with the final scene. And some apologies will never, ever, ever, ever leave their lips. So does that mean that your healing is on pause until they wake up and do right by you? Absolutely not. Because waiting for closure from the one who broke you is like asking the fire to help rebuild the house. It ain't, it won't, it can't. And it was never supposed to. Part 2, why we stay hooked. Why do we keep circling back to the same pain? Well, to put it easily and bluntly, because we want answers. In some instances, we want justice. We want to hear that person say, you were right, I was wrong. But deep down, like way down, deep, we kind of also want to stay connected, even if that connection is toxic. Even if it's just a breadcrumb of attention or some kind of vague, ambiguous apology laced with manipulation. Because let's be real, familiarity can feel like comfort, even if it's just like a well-worn version of heartbreak. I'm telling you, I've been there. But sis, here's what I need you to hear. I need you to hear me. You don't need another reason to walk away. You need the courage to stop going back. Closure will not come wrapped in a text, a call, a coffee meetup where they say all the right things, all the things you've been waiting years and years and years to hear. No. Closure is you saying, I release you. I release the version of me who kept hoping. And I release the fantasy that this will all one day make perfect sense. That decision comes from you. And that's why the closure is about you and not them. Part 3, what closure can actually look like. It can look like you deleting that thread you've been following. It can look like you blocking the number without a second thought. It can look like you not attending the wedding, the event, or the place you'd only show up to see them. It can look like therapy. It can look like journaling. And most of all, it can look like stopping the reliving of the pain and the hurt, the disappointment, the betrayal. It's you lighting a candle, saying a prayer, not for reconciliation, but for release. It's saying, I give myself permission to heal without your participation. Sometimes closure is you finally listening to God when He says, listen, daughter, that door has been closed by me. Stop standing in front of it, hoping it reopens. Sister friend, you are not crazy. You're not being too emotional. You're not asking for too much. You're just finally done. Part 4, the soulful closeout. Tonight I speak this over your life. May you never again put your healing on hold for someone else's growth. May your peace no longer be held hostage by unspoken words, words you probably will never hear. And may your divine power, the power bestowed upon you by God Himself, return to you in full. Hear me and hear me well. You are the closure. You are the full stop at the end of a very, very long sentence of suffering. You, my sister, are the final word. No more rehearsing old pain. No more obsessing over timelines, texts, and what ifs. You are free. You are whole. And you are moving on. Thank you for sitting by the fire with me tonight. I'll see you next week for the final episode of our 4-part series, When Familiar Feels Safer Than Comfort. When familiar feels safer than freedom. Until then, stay warm, stay open, and stay grounded in your audacious, baby, your audacious worth. God bless you and good night.